Hi, and welcome to Tennis Volley Talk today. Today, I'll be talking to someone uh, in respect that is kind of building his own field of dreams. Uh, you build it, they will come eventually, maybe. Who knows? Maybe get some tournaments going. But anyway, Mark Kam, he is actually building his own tournament, but we're going to kind of talk a little bit about how and where and what got his idea going with it, and then with that aspect of it, and kind of to learn a little bit about his tennis journey also. So with that, I thank you for joining me on Tennis Volley Talk today, Mark.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Well, you're so welcome. It was such a wonderful thing to see. I myself, I've been playing tennis for so long. I've been playing tennis for 50 years myself, but I started out way in high school and with the old guys at the tennis court in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then eventually migrated to the state of Minnesota, where everything's cold in the winter here.
Yeah, especially now. You
Yeah,
guys,
yeah, it was like
it's,
minus 20 not too few mornings ago. It was about minus 20 here. So
sheesh.
yeah, I know it's not very good at times. But with that, so with that, now did you grow up in the area before you did you go to high school, and did you start tennis in high school, or what got you going into the tennis bug?
Yeah, so um, I grew up in a really small rural town in Idaho, the place where I'm actually building my house and court. And I I grew up in a family where we played football and wrestled. So I played those two sports. And then the first chance to play tennis in this area is high school. They just
Hmm.
don't have programs for youth. And so springtime came around, my freshman year of high school. Me and my buddies wanted to play a sport. We weren't going to play baseball. We didn't want to do track. And so really just
That's
kind
too
of
tiring.
process of elimination. We just tennis was the only other option, and we signed up for it. Never had picked up a racket. My buddy actually showed up to practice on the first day with a racquetball racket,
Oh boy.
and we just fell in love with it.
Oh
And
yeah.
for the next 4 years, we were the kids that every day after school were at the tennis courts from school out until dinner.
Hmm.
Then we'd head back after dinner and play until 9 p.m. at night until our parents made us come home. So
Oh gosh.
just fell in love with it.
Oh, that must be that's about the same way it happened with me, on the got introduced with it with a couple of my friends, and then at the local junior high court, and then we just kind of graduated and went into the high school courts, and then got introduced to the old guys at the court, and they took us under their wing, and with that was the best bunch of guys that you could ever grow up with, as far as playing tennis, because of the fact that they were always there. They kind of, you couldn't, if on a Saturday you got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, they were already there playing. Then you just have to wait a little bit, and somebody would leave, and you'd filter in and play doubles all day. Anybody on the court at that time that could infiltrate into the play, uh, gosh, everybody had. You couldn't get a court until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's kind of how I grew up.
Very
and
cool.
and of course on the white cement and yellow lines and a chain link fence for a net. So go figure that one. That was a long
Okay.
time ago. But that was still fun to be able to grow up and having that experience that way with tennis when it hit me. And yeah, I started later in life, but whatever I've done through the years, I've just done for myself, and then teaching myself how to play, and it's just kept it up over the years, and it's been such an exciting adventure for me, as much as it has been for you. So now you grew up in where you're at. Whereabouts are you there in Idaho?
So it's a little town called Sugar City, and I mean it's small. I graduated. I think there were almost 90 students in my graduating class.
Okay.
Um, And yeah, just a little small town in southeast Idaho. I always tell people to give like a frame of reference. I'm about an hour and a half from each of Yellowstone National Park and Grand Teton National Park.
Oh, wow. That's not too bad. That's some nice sights to go see then too.
Yeah.
In that area. And then and also going towards well, you're not all that far, but well, you got to make that little turn to go to you from Bozeman, I guess, Bozeman, Montana, too. So that's another way to get to you. You're kind of nestled up in the corner of Idaho then.
That's right.
Is where you're at. So with that, and now after high school, I mean, did you you then kind of left and went? Did you go to college, and what happened in college, or did you play tennis in college too? Did you have that opportunity to play with other guys in college also?
So I didn't have the opportunity to play like competitive tennis in college. But I did play a lot of it. Like the school that I went to actually didn't have collegiate sports, but it had like a really robust intramurals program. And so I played in intramurals all 4 years, but you know it's intramurals. It's not. It's
not getting out there with everybody or getting into leagues or anything back then.
So they had tryouts, and they would. It was a pretty, I guess, as far as intramurals go, it was pretty intense. Like you had students that volunteered as coaches of various teams, and then you would try out, and people get cut. But it was competitive, a lot more competitive than just like showing up and playing with some friends. But definitely not college NCAA tennis.
Oh, sure, no, and well, that's about the only way that you can get out there and still get the exercise when you have the tennis in your blood, though, too.
100%.
Yeah, and that stuff. So that's with that too, and a lot of people that started within tennis and then went to college in tennis, they were able to form that because the college had the tennis teams, and so that's how they were able to get into more of the tennis realm of it too, of what they've done in their tennis careers too, with that. But with you and I, we just kind of just got hooked, and then we could try to find a way to play tennis any place, anytime we could, 24/7 if we could back in the day. And back when I started, it was probably late 60s, right in that area. And then I just kind of continued through that and kept it up all through my playing days. With that, so did you through that time? Did you with that? Now you went to college there. What did you take in college? I mean, did you just kind of put you could play tennis every once in a while, but you just kind of put it on the back burner while you were doing college? Then I guess.
Yeah, so I'd say in undergrad, I got to play a little bit, quite a bit more than the next 10 years after that. But I studied accounting. I played when I could tennis, but really after graduating from undergrad, I went to law school, and it really just I just didn't have people to play with. I got really busy, and I'd say, but from starting law school until honestly pretty recently, like a couple years ago, I probably played over that. Let's see, that would have been a 9-year gap or so.
Okay.
I probably played tennis 10 times in those 9 years.
Oh, sure.
And I forgot about it a little bit, and then I really got back into it recently. Started playing. I moved back to Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Started near my best friend growing up. We're still best friends.
Oh, good.
He's a great tennis player. So we started a lot more. We started volunteering at the local high school and playing with them, and that really, like, those high school kids, like, that really got my bug back.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, I love this sport so much.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's where it really like planted the seed to me to be like, I want this to be one of my son's favorite thing, and my daughters, they love dance, but maybe they'll get into it too. And so that's what really planted the seed in my mind. Like, okay,
Oh, sure,
we're
sure.
gonna make this tennis courthouse work.
Oh my gosh, yes. And is that kind of, and we have a little comment from Mary Steiner from Coweta, Oklahoma here. So hello, Mary. Thank you for watching Tennis Volley Talk. And for everybody out there, you YouTubers out there, you be sure and watch, subscribe, and comment on Tennis Volley Talk. And then also, then you YouTubers or you YouTubers out there, you can find me on Spotify and iHeartRadio and look at those venues too. Like, subscribe, and comment. You're going to be hearing about Racket of the Week here pretty soon. And then if you want to take a look at it, on Tennis Volley Talk on my tennis channel. So with that too, you then kind of, when you finally then back fell in love with it, then you kind of started putting a seed in your head as far as, now, how can where did you have the land, or did you have a house at the time, or did you just kind of finally get it or building the house, and then you said, oh, well, I got enough land to make a tennis court, or
I was living in a house, did not have a tennis court, and I kind of planned to see, like, you know what, like, I'm not planning to stay in this house forever.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of uncertainty, like, well, what is the next house going to be? Is this going to be my dream house that I stay in for, the rest of my life, or what? And I knew I wanted to stay in the area, and I thought, you know what, let's just do this. Let's make it work. We'll find a way to make this work. And so I sold my house in September last year.
Okay.
I started making plans throughout the summer, like drawing up the plans. Sold my house in September last year. My buddy that I was just telling you about, who also plays tennis, actually had 6 acres of land. I bought an acre from him, and he's going to be living right next to me. He has 3 kids as well. I'm telling him, like, hey, listen, I'm going to build the court, but one of our 4 boys, between the 4 of us, or the 2 of us, needs to try to make it to D1.
There, that's it. That's the way to do it. So is in the pardon me, I've been fighting a cold here, so pardon me on that. So with that, is there some as your children grow up and start and hopefully get into playing tennis and everything like that, there are plenty enough ways of them having to get them into tennis, and then having teachers to be able to guide them along with tennis, because sometimes it's kind of hard to try to teach your children tennis, and how to try to teach them to make it fun for them, in a sense.
It's really tough, actually. So there's a coach in the area who actually gave me lessons when I was in high school, who's still around. He's a head coach of one of the bigger schools nearby, and my son's taking lessons from him right now.
Oh, good.
And he actually told me, when I picked him up from lessons last week, he's like, listen, so my son is 9 years old.
Okay.
And he said, listen, your focus right now, and he knows that I'm building this tennis home.
Yeah.
He said, your focus right now needs to be having fun with your son.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to be like, just rally, have fun, laugh lots.
Oh, yeah.
Let me focus on, like, the crappy, like, the hard parts.
The hard stuff.
So he's like, your son's going to hate it if you're just constantly nagging him and making it difficult to have fun.
Oh, sure.
So that's going to be kind of my MO for the next couple of years. Is with
sure.
This tennis court home is, let's have fun. It's my tennis. One of my coaches in high school, he always said something that I'll never forget. He said, the tennis racket is just an extension of the arm.
That is right.
But to get that feel,
like,
you just have to hold a racket a lot.
That's
so
right.
My goal over the next couple of years with my son is to just get that comfort, the hand-eye coordination, which he honestly doesn't have as much as I would have hoped at this point.
Sure.
But those are the types of things I'm just like, okay, I just want him comfortable holding a racket.
Sure.
We'll get a coach in to help us.
Oh, yeah.
Hammer out the techniques.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. And one of the things to really actually to try to get, and what I've kind of discovered in showing a couple of kids a while back that could get the ball over the net a little bit, and stuff. But if he can get the ball over the net, start with the short game between the service line and the net, and just hit it over to him. And if he hits it back, just if he hits it back, just don't tell him to try to swing at it. Just get it back to me, and then that way you can kind of get in a little small rally, soft rally, but it'll kind of get him used to being able to get the ball over the net. And that's one way to start, kind of in a sense, if he can get the ball over the net soft and get it, and then start with that short game and just stick with that short game. And you can make many games out of that. You can start on the ad side or do side or cross court. And if it passes out, that's 1 point for you and play to 10 points or whatever it is. But do it the soft game, not really hard. And then some kids at times tend to like to try to whack the ball as hard as they can, because but if you can just have that with him, and just don't hit it hard, just get it back over to me, and I promise I'll get it back over to you. And then that's a good way to start with that, to start getting them used to the stroke part of it in tennis. And that's what I did it with a couple of guys, and they just later on told me that, oh my gosh, we just love it now because we can get the ball over the net now.
That's great advice. Definitely going to implement that.
Oh yeah, and just kind of and just with that, just of the fact, just tell them, don't hit the ball hard. Just if you get it over to me and hit it to me, I'll hit it back to you. Just hit it back to me, and just get it over the net, but soft, but don't kill it. And eventually he'll kind of get that stroke memorization with how to stroke the ball over the net, and but hitting it lightly, but still that swing part of it with the tennis racket.
I love it.
Yeah. That's kind of and that's just kind of a good way to try to start with the short game, and then eventually it'll keep moving back and back and back, and then as he takes the lessons, he'll be able to get it back, move back further, get it over the net better, and then it'll be full on then.
Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So now with this, when did you start with the construction of the court in itself, or is it the structure itself being built right now, and then it's later on going to be digging out the court and then making and pouring it and all that sort of stuff?
No, it's the tennis court is very much just a room in the house. So
okay.
The foundation for everything got laid at once.
Okay.
We broke ground, I want to say it was like mid-October.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's coming along. I'll probably be ready to move in, I'm hoping, like end of April, early May.
Oh,
so
okay.
The house, the steel building that houses the tennis court is completely up, and really the last thing for the tennis court portion is going to be laying the cement slab for the court, because right now it's just dirt. It's too cold right now. The dirt's too hard.
Yeah.
And then the house. So the next part of the project is really focusing on finishing up the house. It's all framed out. Electrical, like all the utilities are built in. So we're next steps will be drywalling, and it's exciting. It's really starting to come together.
Oh, that's so good. And then so what as far as what you're thinking as far as the slab and everything like that, sometimes it's best to try to whenever they start digging, to dig it a little deeper and layer it though too. And I'm sure that you have a tennis court construction company around that will be coming in and doing that for you then too.
Sort of. I got a lot of consultations with court companies.
Mm-hmm.
There's not any in our area, but they're like 5 hours away in Boise, Idaho. There's several. So I got all the specs of what's best practice.
Mm-hmm.
Best practice is post-tension concrete. That honestly way too expensive.
Oh, sure.
It's I wasn't going to be able to make that work. So I like I have the specs, like how deep, how far apart, what type of rebar, how far apart the rebar needs to be, how far my saw joints need to be, what type of brush finish I need to do so that the acrylic surface will stick.
Yes.
I've got all of that locked and loaded, and I know what I need to do. And then I just selected like one of the more reputable concrete companies in the area.
Oh, okay.
That really has good equipment, kind of laser edge to make it sure it's level.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, not using a tennis court company. Honestly, they were really expensive.
Oh, so. Yeah, they tend to be. They especially because they specialize in that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
With that.
And that was a hard one for me because this is such a focus of the house. Like I didn't want to cut corners on it, but yeah, it was just like I had to make it work.
Oh, sure.
So there's actually a guy not too far from me. It's mostly used as a pickleball center for right now, but he has a building that's almost the exact same size as my tennis court.
Okay.
And I went, and it's where my son's actually taking his lessons at right now.
Okay.
And I talked to the owner, and he did the exact same thing. So he didn't do post-tension concrete, just did a reinforced slab, and he laid it 9 years ago, and not a single crack. It's held up really well.
That's good.
So
that's good. Of course,
it's really comforting for me to hear.
Well, that's true. Of course, for being inside, so that does kind of have that temperature control where you're not going to have that kind of situation happening for you. Here myself with a local tournament that we have in Elk River, not very far from me. They have a summer tournament and a winter tournament, or a fall tournament each year. Shout out to Randy Ronning that runs that whole tournament, and Kurt Johnson. What a tournament to be. They have people for a lot of college players that come in that used to play, high school tennis and everything like that. But when they made their new facility, they had to dig like way deep down and then layer it in order for it to not have that permafrost come up and then try to crack the courts. And it's been about 3 years now, and so it's no cracks in it at all. So it's really still a really nice facility, and they hit really true also. But that's because being outside and in Minnesota, that's why they had to do that. But yeah, I can see where the aspect of being inside, you're going to be not having as much problem. So you may not have to dig as deep to have that slab there for you at this time.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping.
Hoping that's the case. So, but that's really kind of nice in itself. Now, do you cover tennis? Do you watch tennis a lot? Do you got the tennis channel or anything?
I watch it. Like the Australian Open has been really exciting. This last set of semifinals was.
Oh my golly! Can you believe it? I was stunned to see the Joker beat Sinner. My gosh, can you believe that?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
That was crazy. And then even Sasha and Carlos's match, like so three sets went to tiebreaker. The last set went 7-5. Like what a close match.
Oh, absolutely. And Zverev is coming so close. I mean, he's so good that now he's getting a lot better. But yet he just still hasn't made it past that little hump yet. But now all of a sudden, Novak, because he had that draw open up like he did, also to have the rest that he did, he's not gassed out at all against Carlos either. I don't think he'll be gassed out unless Carlos absolutely hits him off the court. He has a chance.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Carlos struggles with cramping like he did against Zverev,
yes,
it's not going to be good for him.
Oh, I know, and Djokovic he'll pounce on that, he'll pounce on that like quickly. But then again, now in the women's single, we have Alina Rybakina and then Aryna Sabalenka, one of which Rybakina has beat Sabalenka in the year-end finals too, to win that little small check of $5.25 million. Oh, gee, for 4 days of work. That's amazing. But
Yeah.
she is the only one that's not going to be really intimidated by Sabalenka's heavy hitting because she can get it back too, and she's tall and she can get to those kind of shots too. And I think Sabalenka is going to be a little bit. I have a feeling Rabakina is going to take it.
That'd be exciting to watch. I'm very excited to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I have to get up about 2:30 and then watch it at 2:30 this morning or something like that.
I know.
And get up and watch it and see, have the coffee and get some caffeine in and watch that final. And I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty good final, though, too. Probably it'll go 3 sets again, but I think Rabakina might pull it out this time because she's the only one that can take Sabalenka's power.
And the finals matches, those are happening tomorrow.
Well, yeah, Saturday is whenever the final for the women is. So our time is about 2 in the morning or something like that to watch it.
Yeah, looks like I'm gonna set my alarm again. 4 hours sleep.
That's it. Yeah, that's what we got to do that. But that's really that to do that. But with that too, I've actually to with the fact that I've had the opportunity over the years, I've had opportunity through my tennis career and playing, have had the opportunity because I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that's right in the dead center of Missouri Valley, warm, southern, can play most year round. But I had the opportunity for 10 years to watch a little local Bank of Oklahoma tennis tournament that came through. Got to see Jimmy Connors and Stan Smith and Dick Stockton, Roscoe Tanner, Vince Van Patten actually, was played because he was on the tour for like 10 years plus also. So I've had that opportunity to be able to take pictures over the years with everybody too. So it's been a joy, and then taking pictures at WCT tennis of Guillermo Vilas, Bjorn Borg back in the day. So that's been always a fun thing to do too.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah, but that's kind of the opportunity I've had over my tennis career. But you're just on such a good quest as far as having that tennis court too. And having the chance to be able to build it and build what you want, and then being able to go out there and hey, maybe one day I might have to come there and do a tennis podcast from the court itself. Who knows?
Yeah, no, definitely. You should make a trip out of it. Come visit the national parks, and you have a standing invitation. Just give me a heads up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it very much. And yeah, it'd be a great podcast to do right from the court. That'd be great.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be. And then hit some shots, and then well, yeah, I just got finished playing on this private court here, so I feel good. So yeah, that's really, really good. Now, everybody out there, you YouTubers out there, be sure and watch and subscribe and comment. And along with that too, you YouTubers also, if you want to take a look at the racket of the week that will be coming, be sure and take a look at that. You'll be able to see it if you want to take a look at it. And then also with that too, you YouTubers out there, like, subscribe, and comment on what I do. And then with that too, now here's the thing. Here's the racket of the week. Today, actually, what it is the Davis, Tad Davis racket. High Point is what it is. And the High Point racket, it's a brown racket here. And still a very sturdy racket. It kind of looks a little bit like a Davis Imperial Deluxe racket back in the day. It's probably right around about 1960, right in that area, 62, 70, right in that area, and stuff. And it has the trebling, which is the strings on the top and bottom of the main string is what it is. And these actually were the precursor. These strings actually were the precursor to string savers. So they used to have those to keep the strings, together. Now the ribbons here too with that was for actually strength in the bottom part of the racket to give it strength so it wouldn't have the laminate part of the racket and the laminate that they put it together in layers so it wouldn't be cracking or anything like that. And that's what the ribbons were for. But with that, it's actually like I said, about a '60s, late '50s, '60s racket, right into the '70s, but right in that area. Tad Davis is what it was uh, of the racket. Now, actually, T.A. Davis with that racket of the week, but with the T.A. Davis, Davis was founded in 1931 by Theophilus Anthony Davis and his son, Lad Davis. So now they were known for producing and making very high-end laminated wood tennis rackets too. Uh, and then and then in the 1970s, from the 30s through the 70s, really actually famously made the rackets. And then with that too, uh, the early 20th century, though, with that, the graphite rackets came out, and later after in the 80s and stuff like that. But the with that making the graphite rackets in the to prevent the wood racket from the laminate with the wood. But eventually the wood rackets came out of style, and then with the wood rackets, then came the graphite and the nicer rackets too. But this is still a very good racket. You could probably still, this is an original string job, by the way, probably manufacturer from whenever they took it off the shelf from the sporting goods store or whatever it was. And back in the day with the Tad Davis there, they used to be Victor Tad Davis too. Victor, but Davis took over that, and then the V in the Victor of Davis rackets model that they used was the Andre Agassi connection to Brooke Shields, because that was Frank Shields, her grandfather, that they used for that model for the Victor Davis rackets back in the day. But yeah, with that, kind of a little bit of history I like giving people of that. So that's kind of a history lesson there for you too.
Very cool.
Yeah, and with that, I just wish you very continued success with your building of the racket, the court, and then you might have to go to some estate sales or garage sales to find some older rackets to kind of hang up on the wall there, so you can have something to talk about also with the rackets there that you have.
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be hard to get a collection as impressive as yours.
Yeah,
I would love that.
Yeah. A few just to start out with. My oldest one happens to be March 5th, 1908 is what it is. So called the Dreadnought Driver. So it's a very, very old racket. Just one of that one right there is where it is. So it has a slot in the side of it, and it was kind of done that way for aerodynamic back then. So that's what they thought it was. But I had the big gun of tennis back then, the Dreadnought Driver. So that's what I have. It's better than having it with me, because it would have probably ended up in the trash heap somewhere.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate. I wish you continued success on building your tennis court, and keep it up, and get some. If people, you build it, I'm sure people will come and want to play on it just to have the experience. And that's the best thing about it, is giving the people the experience to be able to do that also. And
that's right. Get them involved in this, my passion and this lifetime journey.
Oh, absolutely. And then on occasion, I mean, sometimes what you could actually, be used for, I don't know if they have local tournaments around there or anything, a flow over court for a tournament that's being played or something like that. So get some buddies out there and get out there and start hitting that ball and keep on playing. And I do thank you very much for joining me on Tennis Volley Talk, Mark. And it's been such a joy, and I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, Brian.
All right, you have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Well, that was it. That was a great interview, learning about his the thought process of and how he thought about how to get into building the court, and it is almost done except for the slab because it's too cold right now there, also. So yeah, I might have to make a trip there one day and do a podcast from the court itself. So everybody out there, like, subscribe, and comment. If you want to take a look, you YouTubers out there, if you want to take you saw the racket of the week, and then also with that, with that too, you podcasters out there, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to take a look at the racket, then go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk. And everybody out there that is then in the southern states, keep it up and keep outside playing, and as long as you can, anytime you can. And for us here in the northern states and the colder states, we'll just keep playing inside until the weather breaks, and then it'll be some outside tennis. Thank you very much, and have a good week.